Have you ever felt empty, even when surrounded by people? The mind can be a labyrinth, a space where solitude intertwines with noise. Sometimes, silence screams louder than any word. Inside you, a cat lurks, subtle and elusive, capturing your little indulgences. It's there, watching, while you distract yourself with the surface of things. What if this seemingly harmless cat is merely a prelude to something greater? What if every careless desire, every choice made with closed eyes, is a seed germinating in the soil of the unknown? In your quest for comfort, you might be creating shadows. True freedom isn't a goal to achieve, but a space to recognize. Amidst the noise of life, peace isn't a badge of resistance. It's found in accepting your own vulnerability. Within each syllable of your story lies an invitation to self-discovery. One day, you realize that the cat is no longer small. It has grown, transforming into a lion, and now chaos reigns in your mind. What once seemed like a trivial distraction has now become a heavy burden. Life turns into a game you can no longer control, and frustration grows like a flame. But where does true responsibility lie? What if the answer is in embracing that silence you fear so much? You need to look inward with compassion. Feel each unnoticed desire, each trap your mind has set. What if, instead of fighting each impulse, you simply observed it? What do you really allow into your space? The cat hiding in the shadows is often the very self you do not recognize. You are the architect of your reality, and that can be both liberating and terrifying. The key lies in your perception. You are more than your indulgences, more than the fears you've chosen to confront. Acknowledge the cat before it turns into a lion. Ask yourself, what is truly sustaining me at this moment? My desire for external approval or the acceptance of who I am? The answer may not bring instant peace, but it is the first step towards clarity. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of your silence. It's okay not to know what to do right now. Allow yourself this pause. Gradually, you will remember who you have always been. By doing so, you create space for the essence of who you really are. Instead of running from the cat, offer it a safe place. Build a relationship with it, where understanding replaces fear. Knowing that you can embrace this invisible side of yourself is a place of power and freedom. You are not weak for feeling. You are human, which is in itself an act of courage. Transformation begins when you realize life isn't something to be mastered, but a dance to be enjoyed. Savor each step and let your heart guide your movements. The journey towards self-discovery is just beginning, and with every step, the light becomes clearer and stronger. Imagine for a moment, you're in the middle of a crowd, surrounded by people, yet the most overwhelming feeling is the solitude whispering within you. Life, with its constant movements, seems to whisper promises of connection, but the emptiness still lingers. Have you ever caught yourself scrolling on your phone, searching for something to fill that void? These distractions, those little seductions of daily life, disguised as entertainment and relief, might just be deep holes sucking away your energy. Each time you divert from yourself, every time you give in to a notification or engage in trivial chatter, something important is lost. But what if those little mental allowances you grant yourself come with an unseen cost? They distract you from what truly matters. Precious moments slip through your fingers, and you find yourself wondering, am I really living the life I desire? Today, take a moment to reflect. How much time have you gifted to these quiet distractions? They may seem harmless, but each one transforms hopeful days into lost hours. Recall a time when you got so distracted that, upon waking, you realized you barely knew what brings you truth. It's not just about time, it's about your essence. The silence you fear. Could it actually be the only place where you truly hear yourself? Amid the noise of others' expectations, we lose sight of what really matters. You find yourself navigating through a maze of mundane choices that add little to your being. But here's the good news. There is still time. Choose today to redirect your attention. This is the invitation. Turn toward what truly brings significance to your life. Gently ask yourself, what voices should be heard within you? Look inward and realize that your power lies in your ability to choose. With each breath, you can affirm to yourself, I am capable of choosing what I want. But be mindful. On this journey of discovery, you don't need more noise. The true path is one of presence. It's in those subtle moments that you'll find what is truly essential. Have you ever paused to feel the weight of your silence? Close your eyes for a few seconds. Let it tell you something profound. Recognizing these distractions is the first step. There's no need for despair or pressure. It's a journey. And on that journey, remember, it's okay not to know what to do right now. Allow each moment to unfold in its own way as you observe. Because life isn't just about chasing after a false sense of security. It's a series of choices, a dance with the present. You only need to find the courage to be present, even if that means feeling the pain of disconnection. Enough is enough. It's time to breathe without fear. The path is here, right before you, waiting to be discovered. Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle? The mind, much like a labyrinth, can become a place of endless repetition. Habits form like shadows that follow you as you walk quietly, unaware that the walls are invisible. Solitude can feel suffocating, even when you're surrounded by familiar faces. The emptiness echoes louder than laughter. But what if I told you that freedom might be an illusion you don't even notice because you're so accustomed to spinning in circles? We usually think that freedom lies in the choices we make, but often we're just following patterns that have become automatic. The question I want you to ponder is, do you truly feel free, or are you merely wandering in circles? Habits create cycles. You get up just to repeat the same routine, day after day. And what about that illusion of control? It feels like a gentle breeze that changes nothing, only reassuring you that your decisions aren't really yours. Today, take a look at your routine. What would be different if you dared to explore a new path? Inside the labyrinth, it may seem like the walls are yours, that there's no way out. But what if all of this is just your own construction? Rejecting repetition is a powerful act. Picture yourself in a quiet space, diving into the depths of your mind. What if during your next pause, you not only felt the emptiness, but turned toward it with curiosity? No one can pretend forever. Those habits you cultivate might just be cannonballs waiting to be fired. But the truth is, identifying with them isn't who you really are. What's holding you back from breaking the chains that bind your mind? You've grown so used to justifying your pain, settling into exhaustion. I'm tired, you say, but don't forget, that fatigue is a disguised opportunity. Now is the time to reflect. What awaits you beyond the walls of the labyrinth? What if you decided not to let these patterns dictate your life any longer? What would happen if you accepted pain not as an enemy, but as a valuable teacher guiding you through dark paths? The silence accompanying you may be the remedy you've been using to heal invisible wounds. A moment of introspection may finally allow space for change. Today, as you wake up, measure each move with a new purpose. Freedom isn't a promise. It's an everyday act. Allow yourself a moment to breathe deeply and feel the whirlwind of thoughts. The mind can be noisy, but you are the calm behind that noise. What if you allowed yourself a new habit? A small daily ritual to redirect your energy? Face the walls of the labyrinth and with a gentle gesture ask yourself, what if the exit is closer than I imagined? Transformation begins with small but significant choices. This invitation to change can feel light or heavy. What matters is your willingness to embrace this new vision. Each step can be a dance toward freedom. And when you finally leave the labyrinth, you'll see that every circle had a reason for being, to teach, to remind. You are, after all, the answer you seek. Now, sit in silence, gaze at the walls of the labyrinth, and if you can, allow the light to seep in. Freedom doesn't come from the absence of pain, but from the acceptance of that pain. You don't have to lose yourself anymore. The path is opening before you, and with each passing day, you'll be more capable of navigating it with confidence, clarity, and even joy. Do you feel exhausted, as if the weight of the world is resting on your shoulders? Your mind spins, and a whirlwind of thoughts invades your being. There are moments when loneliness seems to be your only companion, even in a crowded room. This invisible pain settles in, silent and oppressive. It's a suffocating feeling, a lack of understanding that echoes within you. What if I told you that this emptiness can be filled? That there exists an oasis, a sacred space within you where peace patiently awaits your presence. Imagine for a moment this oasis, a place where each breath is a drop of serenity, where your thoughts can rest upon a tranquil lake. This isn't a distant dream, it's a reality accessible only to you. Control begins when you direct your thoughts. This powerful phrase can become your mantra. But how can you do that? The answer doesn't lie in frantic attempts to control, but in learning to soften your mind. Visualize, for example, how the wind caresses the leaves of the trees. It doesn't struggle, it simply flows. Your mind should be the same way. Take a deep breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. As you do this, you start to cultivate present awareness, a simple yet profound act. You don't need to rush to find peace. It already dwells within you, waiting to be discovered. With each conscious breath, your heart opens to silent clarity. By allowing yourself to quiet the inner noise, you begin to glimpse what truly matters. If your mind continues to be active, questioning and deconstructing, just observe. Ask yourself, what is preventing me from being at peace right now? Imagine those thoughts as clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. You are not the clouds. You are the sky. It's okay not to have all the answers. Contrary to what many might tell you, peace is not a fixed destination, but a continuous journey. So perhaps the true discovery lies in accepting what is, without rushing to build an ideal self. By embracing even the darkest parts of yourself, you begin to reconstruct, much like a river learns to embrace its contours. Today, as you wake up, say to yourself, I am capable. Acknowledge that wisdom already resides within you. Reflect on everything you have faced. Each scar is a testament to your journey, and when you look at them, remember, they do not define you. They are parts of the story you chose to live. In that inner oasis, you do not need approval or external validation. The validation you seek is already in your heart. The desire to connect with the world should not be a burden that weighs you down. By learning to be present for yourself, you cultivate blossoms of self-compassion. And what if the next time you feel lost, you return to that sacred place within you? What if what you seek outside is actually within? Every moment you reconnect with your deepest self solidifies your inner peace. Remember, the oasis you seek is not far away. It is the space between thoughts, a pause of silence that allows your soul to breathe. On this path of rediscovery, allow yourself to take risks. Let vulnerability make its presence known. This safe space where you can be your true self may hold the key to transformation. You are not weak for feeling. You are strong for allowing your feelings to surface. Ultimately, it is in this acceptance where true wisdom emerges. It is in the silence of your inner oasis that you find the answers and finally, peace. Have you ever felt the pressure of needing to be in control, even when life seems to be crumbling around you? This control can act as a cloak that many don, yet it can also become an invisible prison. It's a constant struggle, where the vulnerability of the heart disguises itself in armor of strength. In this way, we hide our truths, our fears, and the essence of who we are. What do you really feel when the world demands that you be invulnerable? What if the relentless pursuit of control is merely a shadow masking the pain and fear dwelling inside you? The reality is that many people are so overwhelmed by this need to dominate situations that they forget that true freedom lies in embracing vulnerability. Just yesterday, someone shared a story about a dark night they faced, surrounded by people yet feeling utterly alone. The silence among them was deafening, echoing the solitude each carried. This prompted an essential question: what is it that your heart conceals? Often, what prevents us from living fully isn't the pain itself, but our resistance to it. That resistance turns into an internal struggle, and while fighting, you drift further away from your true essence. When you attempt to control every aspect of your life, you reveal the barrier that has kept your true self from emerging. Here's the surprising twist: allowing yourself to feel can be your greatest strength. By embracing the emotions you fear, you begin to realize you're not alone on this journey. There is strength in vulnerability. There is beauty in acknowledging that you don't need to have all the answers. But what comes next may be the most important. Every scar you carry, every moment when you felt incapable, is a story worth hearing. Each one of us has our internal battles, and overcoming professionals show that by sharing these experiences, we find a path to genuine healing and connection. After all, who hasn't felt isolated in a crowd? The heart often shatters in the quest for approval. This attachment to external validation only feeds solitude. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, who am I without these expectations? You are everything you need to be. And today, perhaps, is the day to liberate yourself from the chains you have placed upon yourself. What if your struggle for control causes you to lose sight of what truly matters? It's okay not to know what to do right now. The silence we often revere can be your true guide. It's an invitation to pause and listen to the voice crying out for authenticity within you. Connect with your deeper self. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Listen to the weight of your silence. See, it's okay to have difficulties. Recognizing your shadows is the first step to liberating yourself. Try an experiment today. Upon waking, tell yourself, I am capable of being vulnerable. Let this declaration resonate within you and slowly start to rewrite your narrative. Yielding to what we feel is not weakness. It's a form of power. Transformation begins when you allow emotions to flow. It's time to stop diminishing yourself or hiding your light out of fear of what others might think. What limits you is not the pain, but the resistance to it. So take a deep breath. Life is a flow, and you deserve to be on your own path. Let life carry you. Embrace your vulnerability, and discover that true strength emerges from the heart. You are not alone. The journey may be long, but with each step you take, with honesty and courage, you signal that you are reconnecting with your essence. Knowing that fragility and strength coexist is the key to freeing yourself from the prison of control. Have you ever noticed how the mind can be a restless sea? A drifting boat caught in storms and calms, shifting rapidly between the two. Sometimes, loneliness becomes a deafening scream, even when the room is filled with familiar faces. Each thought that floats through your mind is like a wave. Some bring peace, while others, chaos. The duality you face daily isn't just an internal struggle. It's a journey through the waters of existence. Have you found yourself navigating turbulent seas, fighting against the current of fears and anxieties? These feelings, although uncomfortable, are here to show you something. Understand this. They are not you. They are merely visitors in your mind, bringing messages that could reveal deep insights. What do you choose to do when the storm arrives? Do you fight, get lost, or wait for the calm? Inviting these feelings into your consciousness is the first step toward regaining your balance. Taking a moment to pause and observe without being swept away by the current is a rare skill. At times, the mind feels like a fire consuming everything. But what if that pain, that intensity, is just a signal for you to dive deeper into your truth? Here, reflection becomes a powerful tool. What have you done to tame your inner seas? Serenity isn't the absence of conflict, it's the choice of how to navigate through it. Have you ever asked yourself which boat you are actually steering? Is it that small canoe gliding softly over calm waters, or a freighter struggling against fierce waves? Look within yourself. What is your mind telling you right now? Peace and chaos are in constant battle, but you get to choose your vessel. You can opt for a boat that withstands the storm, or one that floats gently on calm waters. Which do you prefer? The hurt you carry doesn't have to define your course. Perhaps it's time to sail toward understanding. Are you exhausted? There's a reason for that. The fatigue from constantly battling your own emotions can drain your soul. Inside, you might be crying out for a bit of peace. But here is something you may not have realized. Controlling your mind doesn't mean suffocating your feelings. It means choosing how to respond to them. Allow yourself to feel. Don't shrink away from what surfaces. Each emotion is a signal, a beacon showing you where you can still grow. Let the pain guide you and for a moment ask yourself, what if the silence I fear is the only place where I truly hear myself? That space, that quiet, might be more revealing than you think. True freedom, the choice, lies in how you decide to navigate these waters. Each day presents a new opportunity to make peace with your mind, allowing awareness to guide your journey. Invite the storms to teach rather than destroy. You can face the chaos head-on and still choose serenity. Picture yourself back in the boat. In the calm of silence, you'll feel your heartbeat in harmony with the waves. It's okay not to know what to do right now. The only thing that should be adrift is your fear, not you. As the turbulent waters begin to settle, you'll realize that you can indeed float with confidence. Take a deep breath. You have the control of the helm. Do you feel lost amid the noise? Sometimes your inner voice gets drowned out by so many opinions, and your mind cries out for a moment of peace. Silence, contrary to popular belief, isn't the absence of sound. It's a vibrant presence that offers us clarity and understanding. But how do you find this silence amidst the chaos of daily life? Think of a serene lake. Even if the surface is disturbed, beneath the waves lies a depth filled with calm. That is the essence of true silence. It's not an empty space. It's a place brimming with possibilities for growth. So why do you keep searching for the hectic in your life? Have you noticed that you're always trying to fill a void that might actually be a source of inner wisdom? When you allow yourself a moment of quiet, something magical happens. Your mind settles and your awareness expands. But this takes courage, the courage to sit in discomfort, to face the truth that's always been there, but that you've avoided. Do you remember the last time you simply sat in silence without rushing to a conclusion? What did you feel? Stories from masters teach us this forgotten lesson of wisdom. One master once said, "Silence is the gateway to truth." When you stop searching for answers in the external world, you begin to uncover your essence within. Imagine a space where you don't have to prove yourself. In that space lies your true strength. And the question is, what are you willing to discover about yourself in that silence? What if I told you that pain is often the mother of transformation? When you experience that pain, instead of running from it, how about allowing it to guide you? Pain is just your body's response to a calling. It's a reminder that there is something to be heard, something to be felt. Silencing the mind doesn't mean being slow. It's a form of courage. Notice how you can look at your shadows and instead of feeling threatened, sense that you are paving a new path. Each emotion, each thought, if you allow it, can become an opportunity for new understanding. On this path of learning, your shadows become lighthouses. Every challenge you encounter isn't just a test, it's a disguised teacher showing you more about your strength. What you fear may actually be what you need. Allow yourself this transformation. Breathe. Sit in silence. Listen. The wisdom found in stillness doesn't exclude you from life. On the contrary, it connects you to something greater. You're not just a spectator. You are an active participant in life, where every moment is an opportunity to reinvent yourself. So ask yourself, How am I limiting myself from living fully? No more hiding. It's okay not to have all the answers. Each day is a new chance to discover who you truly are. And even in pain, there is beauty. Transform this space into fertile ground and embrace the silence. As we move forward, remember, stillness is a choice and a practice. Even when life outside shouts, find your internal refuge. Embrace silence as your friend, and it will return to you the understanding you seek. Are you ready to listen? Have you ever felt lost amid incessant noise, as if your mind were a stage where each thought is an actor shouting for attention? The cacophony of emotions can be overwhelming. Sometimes, loneliness creeps in even when voices surround you. But what if true harmony lies in the silence you avoid? What if that empty space is the missing note in the symphony of your life? Here's something you might not have realized. A peaceful mind not only observes, but transforms the reality around it. It shapes the world with every thought, like a conductor leading the orchestra of your existence. Mental tranquility isn't a place to escape to, it's a state to embrace. Your mind can be your refuge, not your enemy. Are you ready to make that change? Throughout life, society teaches us that noise is a sign of progress. Yet too often, you find yourself exhausted, trying to please everyone, battling the need for validation. It's time to let that go. True strength doesn't lie in chaos, but in the conscious control over your thoughts. Picture yourself as the gardener of your own mind. Every idea you plant influences the flourishing of your being. Choose to cultivate thoughts that nourish, that bring light and harmony. How would your life change if you set aside the winds of worry and storms of anger? What could bloom in a clean space, free from the weeds of fear and doubt? What if I told you that you don't need an extraordinary reason to deserve tranquility? It's okay not to know how to get there. Every small moment of silence is a step toward your center. Take a deep breath right now. Feel the weight of your restless mind. It's in that space where your true power resides. What will you see when you observe that silence? No one can pretend forever. Embrace your true essence. The scars and marks you carry are part of your story, but they don't define all that you are. Accepting what comes, both your pain and your beauty, creates room for a fresh start. You possess the strength to reconnect with parts of yourself that have been forgotten. Each day is a choice. What do you feed in your mind? Why not start right now? Tomorrow morning, when you look in the mirror, say to yourself, I am capable of transforming my mind into harmony. A quiet whisper can be more powerful than relentless shouts. It's in this calm haven that you can finally hear your own song. A mind in harmony is a symphony, and you, dear listener, are the composer. Gather your notes, your chords, and create your own masterpiece. Don't let the outside world dictate your melody. Harmony is within your reach. It's time to lift it up. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on what truly grows within you? Your emotions, much like the seeds you plant, require care. Yet often, these seeds are weighed down by uncertainties and fears. The cat has become a symbol for many, hasn't it? It watches from a distance, mirroring your own mental indulgences. And as you observe it, perhaps you ask yourself, what have I allowed to enter my mind? Every thought, every choice you make is like a seed sown in the soil of your life. When you nurture what is good, what brings you peace, that flourishes. But what about the seeds of doubt that you let germinate in your mind? They grow large and heavy, suffocating the lightness you could otherwise feel. Here's the mystery. Often transformation doesn't begin outside. It starts within you. Consider the loneliness that can often invade your being. It sneaks in quietly, doesn't it? It can linger even when you're surrounded by people, echoing in the silence. But here's an invitation. What if that loneliness is a portal, a doorway to something greater, something you've been avoiding? What will you choose to let in today? The indulgences that inhabit your mind are like weeds. They can grow wildly if you're not attentive. Practicing presence becomes a sacred garden where you can cultivate thoughts. Ask yourself, what is the seed I want to see grow in my life? Each choice is a seed, and each seed carries potential, the potential to thrive or to wither away. What if the pain you feel isn't your enemy, but a companion on your journey to rediscovery? That pain, that search for meaning, could be the nudge your soul needs. Often, it serves as fuel for transformation. Are you feeling exhausted? There's a reason for that. Remember, you are the gardener of your own mind. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your silence. It wants to tell you something profound. What if, starting today, you chose to be kinder to yourself? What if you acknowledge that it's okay not to have all the answers? Gradually, you will remember who you truly are. The journey doesn't end here. On the contrary, it unfolds before you. With each step you've taken so far, you are preparing for new realities, new paths, new choices, because in the end, you are the one who decides what blossoms in your spirit. So what seeds will you choose to plant now? If this message resonated with your soul, write in the comments, I choose to be reborn. May each word you speak and each action you take be a seed of transformation.